amigas, me llamo Tia Joy. Hey, Feliz Año Nuevo. I hope you guys are really excited. It's a brand new year. And yo, I have no idea what 2022 is going to bring, but I just know it's going to be amazing and new opportunities and new everything. And so I hope you guys are excited as much as I am. And I just cannot wait to see the plans and resolution that you guys all have. And I know you're all going to complete it. And I'm really excited for you to do so. So I just want to say thank you guys for a wonderful last year. But it's a brand new year. And we are about to get it on and pop it and started like it never been started before. So today I'm really excited because I'm going to talk about Encanto. Encanto. Now before I get into that, I need you to do two things. Number one, I need you to hit the subscribe button right below. Plus hit that bell so that way you can be in the know with the notification on when I upload a new video. So Encanto, it came out last year, and yo, when I say I'm obsessed with this movie, I'm literally obsessed with this movie. It's so good. Like, there's so many amazing things and lessons that I learned, and I'm super excited to unpack it, so let's go for it. So, we have the family Madrigals. We are the family Madrigals. I just love that. Anyway, but it's a whole family, the Madrigals, and they are a special family, and each person has a gift that they bring to the table. So we have Abuela, who's the grandma, and she's pretty much the head of the whole family. We have Bruno, who is her son. We have Julieta, and we also have Peppa, and those are her kids, and they end up being married. So Julieta ended up marrying Augustine, and then Peppa married Felix, and Peppa and Felix had three kids, which was Camilo, Antonio, and Dolores. And then Julieta and Augustine, they had Isabella, they had Luisa, and they had Mirabel. She was the only one in the family that really didn't get a gift, and so even though she didn't get one, she still loved her family. She still supported her family. She cared about each person, and she still wanted to be doing something that can help the family. And so one thing that for her, even though she didn't have one, you know, it's kind of made her a little sad because everyone had something special, and especially with Abuela, she really made it seem like, ooh, if you have a gift, oh, you're super special. She really had to try to find her way regardless, even though she didn't really have anything specific gift-wise to bring to the table. But the kids, I love the kids. They are so authentic. They are really upfront. And you know this saying that kids say the darndest things, but they do. Especially the little girl who said, talking to Mirabel, she was like,
I guess you feel really sad.
Because she didn't have a gift. And then it was crazy. Later on, she was like,
maybe your gift is being in denial.
like, she was so like raw and authentic, and I absolutely love it because all the kids, especially the kid with the coffee, he was just so hilarious. But everybody was funny. The townspeople were funny. Bruno was funny. Every single character funny. I absolutely love everyone. Peppa was literally, she was just stressed out. She was just so much fun. But I just love everybody about this. The soundtrack was fire. I would probably say my favorite one is We Don't Talk About Bruno. That is my favorite song out of the whole movie. It's so catchy. Like, I don't know why, but it's so catchy. But I also like Surface Pressure and What Else Can I Do? And even the family Madrigals, especially, they like, what about Mirabel? Like, it's just so funny. Those oruguitas, yeah, that was so cute, and the story was so beautiful. I didn't cry, but it was cute because now you see where the passion of Abuela came from and why she is the way she is, and it's a cute story, and I love all of it. And so that was a touching thing for me to see. But there's so many amazing lessons that I want to unpack on here. So the first lesson I learned is your gift is not who you are. And that's something that I definitely had to learn. Sometimes I have attached myself to my gift. And so I'm pretty sure if you are a dancer just like I am, and you've been in class and you dance your heart out and did your best, but there's always some people who just do great, and you're like, wow, they're so amazing, what can I do to be on that level, you know, try to progress and get better and better and better. And then there's moments where it's like, dag, like if you go auditions and you're not chosen, it's like, man, am I good enough, am I strong enough? Like you have, especially if you want to get a gig that you always wanted, you had to ask yourself like, man, am I really good? You know, that self-reflect. And sometimes we live life and we attach ourselves to our gifts, and we have to remember our gifts is not who we are. Our gifts are given is to enhance what's already inside of us. That's all it is. It's just a tool. So even with that gift there or not, there's still something in us, and the gift that is given to us is what helps bring it out. And when it comes out, we can use other outlets to bring it out. And that's what we would call life and call growing. Just like, for instance, if you get a card to Chipotle, a gift card to Chipotle, that doesn't mean your gift is Chipotle. No, you just like Chipotle because that's just something that you like to do. But your gift is not Chipotle because you got Chipotle, right? But if a child, if they get like some colored pencils and a coloring book because they like to do that, that's a way for them to express who they are and what's on the inside through those pages with the colors. And when you see it, it's like, wow, I had all of this in me through coloring and I didn't even know. That's the whole point. So the gift is not who you are. That's just not who you are. And that's one thing that Mirabelle was really trying to help her family understand, like, you're more than that. There's something more inside of you. And each person, she was able to talk and say, hey, there's more to you than just your gift. Don't think because, you know, you have this gift, that's who you are. So that's just one thing that I definitely learned, is your gift is not who you are. The second thing that I learned is we don't have to always see the future. Sometimes it's good just to live life one day at a time. Imagine if we always live life and we get predictions of what the future is going to look like, and we get there and then we get disappointed because it's not what we are. Sometimes it's just all about embracing the journey. Life is a journey. It's not a race, because once it's there, it's over. It's a journey. It's what do you call it? It's about endurance. That's what it is. It's all about endurance. It's going to take a minute, and sometimes it's great that we know, but sometimes it's not good, because one thing I've learned is I have my own plans, but I definitely learned this year to put my plans in God's hands, because as much as I have great plans, God has better plans, and it's way different from mine. And sometimes he may reveal a little bit and sometimes he don't. But if he don't, I'm not going to be upset about it. And I've learned not to be upset, because it gives me an opportunity to see whatever happens in my life to come out, rather than me trying to always plan for it. And I know for Mirabelle, it's the same thing. Like, sometimes if we get the predictions of the future, or even try to get a glimpse of what the future holds, it's so funny, especially if it's something negative, then we find ways to avoid it from happening, but it ends up happening anyway because we got in the way of actually making it happen. But if we be like, okay, let me look and see what is the like, why is this happening? What is going on? And get a little understanding instead of try to act to make it and change it. It may come out a little bit different. Just like if you read the Bible, like with Abraham, when he was told that he's gonna have, him and Sarah's gonna have a son, he was like, a son? Like, what? And so when he's like, my old age. So, but when they were told that, they try to make that plan happen. They try to make that come to pass. That's why Sarah's like, hey, sleep with my maiden. And Abraham's like, okay. And they thought that was the promise, but it wasn't. And so then God had to fix that up and say, that's not the one I had. It was Isaac, who I said, your wife is going to have a child through. And that ended up, that's once again, you knowing about something and you're doing something about it, and end up being out of line of what was said. The opposite one of the same thing was with Zechariah, when he found out that once again he was going to have a child, and he was like, what, a child? I'm old, that doesn't make any sense. But this time, because God didn't want him to take part of action and mess it up, he just shut his mouth. And that's why he couldn't speak, because he didn't want him to mess up his words or his actions to mess up the plan of what God already spoke. And so that's what it means, where it's like, sometimes it's good, we know, but sometimes it's don't. It's not always great, but we shouldn't always like focus too much on it. We should just live life. And I know for me that I'm learning not to always be like, okay, I'm pretty much like, I'm just gonna take a day at a time, learn a lesson, grow, because that's what life is about, is growing. And if I get a glimpse of, hey, you're gonna be this, this is about to happen, if it doesn't, I'm cool. So just knowing that sometimes it's great to see the future, and sometimes it's cool just to let life happen and call it a day. The third thing is, we don't need to be perfect. It's okay. I have this thing where I don't like to fail. I don't like to mess up, but that's the only way I'm going to learn and grow. And I know for the whole family, they want to be perfect. Everybody had to be perfect. It had to be a perfect night, especially when it came to Antonio and his night and getting his gift. Like, they wanted the night to be perfect. Nothing can be messed up. And living a perfect life is not always the greatest thing. And the only reason why they lived in perfection is because they had fear. And so we ain't got time to live a life of fear. We have to have a life of making mistakes and it being okay. And I know Mirabelle had to understand that, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay not to be perfect. It's okay to have mess ups and have oopsie daisies. And it's almost like she just wanted to break that, because it's like, I can't be perfect, because there is no perfect. There's always some type of lack that ends up happening regardless. And so I just love how Mirabelle came in and she just really showed us how to really be imperfect. And even though Abuela, she was fearful, and sometimes we can't live our life in fear, because living life in fear can only take us so much. And so I feel like even in America, we live our life in fear. We feed off of fear. We feed off of negativity. That's why I can't stand watching the news or what's going on in the media sometimes, because there's more negativity than there are positivity. And so it just I ain't got time to be fed negative things that just try to cause me to live in fear of living life. I mean, there's so much already going on, and if I'm going to look at the news or something, I want to see something of joy, of hope, of we got this, and life and encouragement and joy. And so we can't I feel like us just being in America, we just live so much off of fear. We eat on it, we feast on it, and we got to eventually get to a point of being grateful and excited about the future, what it holds, rather than being afraid of what's coming. And it's like, oh my gosh, be prepared, get ready, it's about to get worse. Like, who wants to live life like that? Not I. So but I just know that we have to live life, and we don't have to be perfect. Mess up is okay, and I'm learning to be okay to mess up. And so that's one thing that I absolutely love about this movie. But one thing most importantly that I love and lesson I learned is how important family is. And I just, I would love to see my family, but it's okay. But I just really love so much about this movie, about family, and how it's not about individuals, but everyone together doing their part, every single person, regardless if you're a gift or not, just everyone doing your part in helping the family, being there for each other, encouraging each other. And I love also not just them as a family, but the community did it too. And we have to ask ourselves, how many times and how much do we impact the community? What things do we do that helps the community? Because it's important. As much as we do things for ourselves, how are we helping the community? Are we reaching out to the community? Are we helping the community? And I just think that's really cool to be able to do so. I know recently I was able to reach out to one person because they said they were hungry. And so I knew at that moment I didn't really have anything. So I went and bought something. And it felt really, really good just to feed that hungry. And it wasn't a whole community, but it was one person. And sometimes if you don't have a community that you can support, how can we support one person at a time? You just never know. We could do something that can impact someone, and hey, that person was really hungry because I felt good to be able to give them something that they can go home and fill themselves up with and go to sleep and have on a full stomach. So that felt really good. But there were so many things about this movie that I actually loved and I actually enjoyed, and so I just want to give you just a few lessons because I can relate so much in a lot of this stuff, and it's almost like confirmation because I was already on this road anyway. But you know me, I'm that person that watch movies, just in case you don't know anything about me, but there's always some type of message that we all can learn from each movie if we just really stop and think and see what the purpose and the meaning behind the characters and who they are. But those are all the things that I've learned. So to recap, I learned that number one, your gift is not who you are. Number two, we don't have to always know the future. It's okay. Like, it's all right. If we do, great. If not, great. We still should keep it going. And the third thing is that we don't have to be perfect, and it's okay to be imperfect. So hopefully those things that I have shared with you that I've learned from this movie, you can use moving forward as you embark and set your resolutions and goals for 2022. I definitely wanted to open up this whole month. Well, not this whole month. I definitely wanted to open up this year with this movie specifically because I know I talked about it in the last one a little bit about what I was going to talk about, but this was the movie that I wanted to talk about, and it's just a really fun, amazing movie. So hopefully you can see it with your family and friends and just learn and grow together. And I know Mirabelle, that was definitely what she wanted, even though she didn't really have a specific gift, but she knew something on the inside what she can bring that was way more special and powerful than just having something specific to rely on. And I know that you have that too, so I'm really excited to see what you do as you go and push towards your dreams and your goals for this year. And remember, if you don't complete all your goals this year, everything, you still have time. So you have plenty of time to complete and get to where you need to do, and that's what I'm learning. That's why I've learned. You know, it's the deepness of learning as you grow. But with all that said, if you love this video, go ahead and hit the like button. Also hit that subscribe button below and hit the bell and turn that notification on so that way you'll be instantly notified when I upload a new video, which will end up changing. Just letting you know, it's not just gonna be Thursdays, okay? It's gonna end up changing. Probably not this month, but maybe it will start being in the future. So just keep on the lookout. But if you have your notifications on, you shouldn't have any problems. But that's all that I have for you guys for today. I hope you guys love this review, and definitely, like I said, go see it if you have not yet. It is on Disney Plus, so go ahead and watch it, honey. Awesome job to the choreographers. The animation reference choreographer was Jamal Sims, so amazing job. So thank you so much for sharing your skill and bringing it to film. I completely forgot when it comes to anime, like they need some bodies in order to like move like the characters for the animation. So I completely forgot about that. So it's amazing that you got dancers and choreographers to put all that together, and that was just really, really fun. So I honor you guys. Thank you guys so much for your hard work and putting it into the film. And thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next one. And don't forget, don't just make good choices, honey.